And, this year's been crazy, man. Obviously you kind of kick it off with Kobe and we're losing people in the basketball community, RP Laugh and things like that, man. So that was devastating. That's one that person I didn't know personally, but I met him at the Nextones runs and that situation and did you know him personally?
Yeah, being in the city, you basically everybody who hoops knows each other, especially in the inner city. Yeah. So growing up, I saw Lafayette a lot. I mean, we hooped all the time, and he's one of those guys who's just naturally gifted. Got Division I scholar. Like he was the definition of a bucket getter, like for sure.
No, I remember. We got the footage.
He would torch you like from high school, like from young. He was just a killer, and it's just crazy. But I mean, I want to bring awareness to this mental awareness is real serious, and I think that more people, especially hoopers, should talk about it and just open up about it. And I feel like me as an athlete, I should, especially someone who's been through it, I just want to say that everybody isn't alone, and you can get help, and then you can get in a better situation. Just talk about it, and don't just be by yourself, and just try to handle it on your own. As most people say, be a man, but it's a serious thing, and most people need to take it as a serious thing. Because that's a life that could have been saved.
Yeah, especially as black men, man. Yeah. Like, we have the stigma as being tough and hard-nosed and, kind of like we see the social climate in today. It's like, to make it in America is a different set of rules. So, balling that in and not confiding in people and things like that is tough. And obviously I did my research on you and we have a lot of similarities. I went to school, at first, I wanted to have a psychology, but ended up being my minor. So what made you decide to go in psychology when you got to Long Beach State?
That's an error, actually.
Was there?
Yeah.
Oh,
so
what happened?
I came in with kinesiology, and then due to like a 10th away from my GPA, so I had like a 2.9. Mm-hmm. I ended up not being able to get it, so they put me in that, but it's supposed to be consumer affairs.
Got you.
Just for momentarily to like get my degree in that, and then I want to go back to athletic training and get a degree in that.
That's dope. Well, you still got time.
Yeah.
I switched mine. You got time, man. So, especially with this climate where we can just go to school online, like you can do, basically what you want. But one thing, obviously, you mentioned being an LA kid, and obviously we're talking about this year, so, can't talk about this year without mentioning Kobe and obviously the Lakers where we're at today. Do you remember, where you're at when you heard the news?
Yeah. Well, I think me and my homies, we was playing 2K. We had woke up that morning.
Yeah, it was morning, yeah.
And we seen a whole bunch of fake, we heard it at first, but it was nobody who was real sources. Nobody had said nothing. So we're like, bro, what's going on? Like, who would make something up about Kobe like
Facts.
that? And then, so we actually stayed on our phones. We were like, what's going on? So we ended up finding a couple sources that started posting it, more and more people. We were just like, that's crazy. Like,
damn, man. As a 90s kid, man, I know you're a little bit younger than me. How did Kobe impact your game, or did you look up to him or someone?
Yeah, that was definitely one of the guys I looked up to, especially being a person who loves to post. That fadeaway, his fadeaway, I fell in love with it.
Yeah.
I want to say earlier in the year I actually got to see Kobe. He came to Long Beach.
State?
Yeah.
Oh, dope.
The girls played Oregon, and I guess one of the girls.
Sabrina?
Yeah. So he was there. I ended up not being able to meet him, unfortunately. He was on his family mode, and I respect that.
Yeah.
But
I respect
it was dope
that.
just seeing him in person, honestly.
He's like the one thing that a lot of people don't know, especially being an LA County. I'm from Long Beach, so being an LA County kid and things like that is like you grow with Kobe, especially in our era. Like he's like mythical. You kind of you're growing up. You see this guy. He keeps killing all your whole life. It's like you're normal. It's normal to you. So I kind of relate to you because I used to coach, and obviously his daughter used to obviously play in the AAU scene. So being out there, you see Kobe all the time, and as a kid, the kids rush him, obviously, but being like a little bit older and self-aware, you just respect them. It's just like, dang, that's Kobe, that's the Mamba. Like, it's just dope to see him in real life. And personally, when that happened, it was nuts, man. Especially being our company's based in downtown LA, so just feeling that impact and seeing all the jerseys flood the city for weeks. And
I had another crazy moment with Kobe. So I was in the summer in the Drew League, and special guest, they don't even say his name. Everybody just stopped. Literally, like the basketball game stopped when he walked in the gym. It was crazy. Like, everybody just started clapping, standing up. Like
that's what I'm talking about. It's just so much love, man.
He definitely has a lot of love in LA for sure.
Yeah. And speaking of LA guys, we had a chance to interview Brandon Jennings when we played in the Drew League. That's someone I personally look up to on and off the court. I played on SCA when I was younger, so I had the front seat of him being the number one in the country and what the perks of that, and you know, at the time it was like Adidas and Sonny Vaccaro and that stuff, and now he kind of transitioned to, you know, Tough Crowd. That was his name in the Drew League. You know, we talked about him pioneering the athletes that we see today, you know, bypassing college, going straight to the pros as another route to go to the league. Are you into, you know, anything off the court with brand ownership and things like that?
I'm very familiar with his brand. I actually hooped with him the other day.
Oh, really?
Yeah, seen him last week. Him and Shakira had their little Tough Crowd gear on, but yeah, I'm into a lot of it. I feel like it's good that a lot of the guys in the NBA now are making their own brands because they know what we want. They know the look, how we feel. Like, we don't want no tight-fitted clothes. Like, not tight, but you know how we got long arms.
Yeah, you work out, you know what I'm saying? Like,
so I feel like they make a lot of clothes for us, and I feel like that's what I'm transitioning into because that fits me, and that's what I am. So I feel like the stuff he's making is representative of all the hoopers. We all can fit, and it fits our style perfectly.
Exactly, and his brand represents a lot, especially someone coming from him. Especially in like a brand coming from him, someone that, you know, had adversity on and off the court. You know, he had an injury, seen the highs and lows of basketball careers, played in China, I believe in a different country as well. And still is relevant, still be able to build a brand, still able to, you know, help others too, because, you know, flat out, I'm ready to give him his flowers. Like, man, you've been on this. You know, 10 years ago, you're not going to college. Like, you started this. And he's still, you know, still encouraging guys to go to college and things like that. So I think it's dope that he's not saying, hey, be like me. It's just, this is a representation of my story. And if you connect with it, you know, you kind of naturally gravitate to the brand. And we kind of see the same situation with Nextones because, you know, we do a lot with player discovery and a lot of guys that don't have an opportunity for film. You know, like if you type in your name, there's our videos, you know. And a lot of guys say that to us and respect our grind. So that's why we respect athletes and things like that have their own brand. So do you have anything in the cooks that you're thinking about doing or any exclusive drops you want to shout out or give a hit?
Shout out Velo, of course. That's my brand to go to. But
feel a thrust, wanna feel a text, wanna feel a drop top breeze, wanna feel success, wanna chase a game, never chase a message, never stop growing.